Last week, you had your alarm set for this very moment.
Of course.
I feel like this week could be same story, different Friday.
It certainly is. I'm never going to miss an opportunity to pop off with the Alexis Bass. Alexis Bass. So let's hear it this week.
Open up your Webster dictionary, folks. It may be a little dusty from your shelf, but look up, pop off, and this is what you'll see. He may be an underclassman, but he's showing veteran moves. Sophomore Mason Shell with the scoop and score, running more than half the field, takes a major splash into Tiger territory. That's a whole lot. That is not a Tigers player. We are just not having the right videos going on tonight. But anyways,
I got you covered, Bass.
The pop-off play goes to Mason Shell from Northwestern. We
all saw that big man touchdown.
Yeah,
exactly.
The big man touchdown.
And don't worry.
I know who's the big dog of the night before we even get there. Wow. The October Employee of the Month, the crown
let's all settle down. It's not about me. We'll head right back to beautiful Maple, Wisconsin. This time, there we go. Now we're actually in Maple. The first big dog across the bridge in Wisconsin. Cooper Lawton was running wild all over Bloomer. The senior had an unofficial 174 rushing yards in just the first quarter. Thanks to iFan for those numbers. I'm hoping they're correct. He also scored 3 touchdowns in the first half and some 2-point conversions as well. Mr. Lawton could do no wrong tonight for Northwestern. He is the Week 6 big dog of the night.
It all belonged to Northwestern Tigers.
But we can go back to Denfeld. Here we go. Tay Mans and the Hunters, they took down the Lumberjacks. We were going to slip it in towards the end of the show. They took down the Lumberjacks by 16 points, 38 to 22.
Can you believe that? One more Friday left, and then we've got a Wednesday. And then that's a wrap of a regular season,
I don't want to think about it.
Oh, look at him.
I do want to think about this touchdown. Number 34. Oh, yeah, I just love to see it. And without a doubt, I seriously can't believe there's not a lot of time left in Friday Night Lights. The playoffs are soon. We can start to see teams figure out their seedings. And more good news for the people at home. If you want to rewatch the big dog or any of the fun tonight, spread on over to our sports page at northernnewsnow.com. And of course, if you have any scores at home, feel free to send them our way by phone, email, or carrier pigeon. Just find a way to get the scores over to Northern News Now.
Yeah, maybe send in a bottle and Lakes Pier. I don't know, might not get here in time. But we'll be here next week and the week after. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend full of more football. And the wise words of Tom Hansen. You smile in Northland.